Hi everyone. I'm sure we've heard of the term man-child once in our life, I hope. You know, an adult grown man who acts like a child, throwing tantrums and being selfish and needing people to take care of him. Well, today's Reddit story is about a man-child, and it comes from the subreddit Siblings from Hell. It's about a younger brother complaining, well, I won't say complain, but talking about how his oldest brother is basically a man-child. So here we go. It's titled Unaccountable Man Child. I have a 30-year-old brother who is almost a meme of a man-child. He is the oldest of me, who's 26 male, and my sister, 22 female, and he has always been a bully and abusive of his authority. He has only ever had 4 jobs in his life that he only held for 6 months at most and was fired from all of them. He spent 7 years in college to get a degree in business management and has been unemployed ever since, 4 years up until a year ago, where he got a job with a trucking company and was fired 5 months later. He loved to disparage the fact that I was going to college for STEM, saying there are no jobs for biology, yet I got a job right out of college. He moved back in with my parents and the cat he got. Recently, my father had to take his cat to the vet because my brother would rather it be sick and suffer than spend money on the cat that he got. He never helps around the house, even though both of my parents are in their early 60s and are starting to have age-related issues. His room has a thick layer of hair everywhere except for a single path from the door to his computer because he never cleans his room. My family has genetics for a lot of body hair, so we shed a lot. The guest bathroom, which is the one he also uses, has urine stains and hair everywhere, to the point no one ever wants to go in there. He will go a week without showering and just throw his dirty clothes in the washer whenever he does and expects someone else to take care of it. My sister claims they smell like literal feces. He is extremely arrogant and sexist and only eat meat because that's what real men eat. I ain't no lawnmower liberal. Naturally, he has a lot of GI issues to the point he can only defecate once, maybe twice a week, then use an entire roll of toilet paper and clog up the toilet, and just leave it there for days until my father goes and takes care of it. He has said incredibly sexist things to my sister and my wife. He also used to stare at the door into the room where my then girlfriend would be. He steals monies from my parents to pay for video game and anime subscriptions. For his last birthday, my mom cooked steaks for him and he fixed his plate with 2 steaks, some sausage, and a chicken breast. He consistently eats an insane amount of food, went straight to his room when we were all eating at the table, and came out later with an empty plate and just put it in the sink without even rinsing it off. Whenever my family goes out to eat, he will pick the most expensive food or mixed drink and say he's just being adventurous, but then expect someone else to pay for it when he knows my parents are having some money issues. My father asked my sister and I to go help him get a job, so I set up an interview for him with a guaranteed job I had good connections with, and he never showed up to the interview. My sister got him a position as a security guard at a hospital, and he only did that for 2 days before he no-called, no-showed. He plays the game with my parents of trying hard to find a job constantly, talking about how he has a phone call with the CEO of a weapons manufacturer and other fluff-up BS, and my parents just eat it up. My sister and I are both done with it. I moved 13 hours away with my newlywed wife, and my sister moved an hour away for her master's. According to my sister, my brother's behavior has gotten worse since my wedding 2 months ago. He has become even more lazy and reclusive, and exceedingly cruel to family members and pets. My sister hypothesized that me getting married and moving away has forced him to realize just how behind in life he is. We have an uncle who suffered from a catastrophic accident as a young adult that has resulted in him putting on a tremendous amount of weight. This uncle has always tried to be a close friend to my brother and always be there for him. Yet recently, my brother has been making some disgusting comments about my uncle's weight because my uncle will eat the last serving of food that my brother wanted or some other reason. My brother will eat half of a party-sized lasagna in his first plate serving, then get upset and throw a tantrum when there is none left for him when he comes back for seconds. And my family of 6, my cousin and sister's partner lives with my parents, have served their plates. My sister's partner absolutely loathes him as my brother has tried to get him kicked out of the house as my sister's partner tends to call my brother out on his BS and mock his inadequacies. My cousin, 15 male, recently moved in with my parents and has to share a bathroom with my brother. My cousin frequently sends me pictures of the clogged toilet, body hair all over the bathtub and floors, and hair all over the sink from my brother shaving. My brother also bullies my little cousin and tries to assert some odd, perceived disciplinary authority over my cousin, as I assume that is the only person he feels like he still has some perceived notion of superiority over. My brother is in the prime of his youth to make something of himself. He is wasting it playing video games and watching anime to the point he can't even walk with flat feet because his muscles are so tight from sitting down all day. My mother has talked to my sister and I about how when my parents pass away, we need to be there for my brother and help him. My mother has talked to my sister about buying my brother a new car and a house before they pass. I have declared and made it known that he will not get anything from me, and my sister is conflicted on helping him due to the sentimentality of him still being family. It blows my mind that my parents can see the successes of my sister and I, but turn around and make endless excuses for my brother and his abundance of failures and avoidance of responsibility. My sister thinks that my brother has a crippling fear of failure, so he secludes himself to his room and doesn't put himself out there to take any risk and further himself as to avoid any possibility of failure. My brother also used to have a fair amount of friends he would go hang out with or play video games with, but he either ran them all off by being cruel, or they just simply continue on with their lives and left him behind to wallow in his stagnant life. While my wife and I are doing perfectly fine, completely independent from my parents' help, my sister still needs a little help from my parents. My brother is completely and totally dependent on my parents and will probably leech off of them into their grave. My sister and I are scared how he will react when my parents pass, assuming he doesn't pass from his own horrible diet and sanitary lifestyle. And we have no idea how to make my parents see that they are doing more harm by babying him than if they just kicked him out of the house and forced him to make it work. Let's see what the comment section has to say. The first commenter says, "Wow is what I got to say. He sounds like an entitled man-child. I agree with you. I wouldn't help him at all. He can't treat his family like dirt, then expects them to be there for him when he wants. Your parents sounds like lovely people. Unfortunately, they are blind to your brother. I think you are doing the right thing. He's toxic, and congratulations on getting married, moving away, and your good job." The next commenter says, "Support your sister, that's all I can say. She's more likely to be coaxed into helping that piece of crap, so you have to be the one to tell her that it's okay to say no. May also need to rescue your cousin from that mess as well." Then the OP's sister actually responds to that comment. "Hey, it's the sister here. I have lived almost 2 hours away for graduate school and will be moving 4 hours for my new internship/job. Here for a small update. My oldest brother has since made comments of how flat-chested I am. Not sure what he qualifies as flat-chested or not, and made comments to me about how I belong in the kitchen when I am able to come visit my parents. I also can assure you my cousin's living with my parents is significantly better than living environment he came from, as his previous environment was not conducive to healthy development. I am getting a dual master's degree, and one of them is in behavior and how to change it, primarily because of my oldest brother. My oldest has since lost another job, and to no one's surprise, that one only lasted 6 months. Hope this answers all your questions. Another commenter says, a lot of this is my brother who is also 29. He has put my mom, dad, and me, 26 female, through years of abuse and domestic violence related situation, and he wouldn't get help. Any mention of his behavior makes him defensive and he victimized himself. Stay safe. I no longer have a percent of sibling affection for him. Wow, it sounds like from the comment section that having a man-child sibling is a pretty common occurrence. I wish all the commenters the best of luck, and I also hope that the OP and OP's sister can continue to just stay away and just focus on their own lives. I do feel bad for the parents because as a parent myself, you always want the best for your children. And as you can see, based on OP and OP's sister, they are very successful in their life. They've finished college, I'm assuming, and especially the sister, she's getting a dual master's program. So the parents have done good. They try to instill good, life skills for them. But it seems like the oldest brother, for whatever reason, it didn't stick with the oldest brother. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure, maybe because he's the first child, maybe they didn't really figure out how to, raise a child, maybe. I don't know. But whatever it may be, or whatever the excuse may be, is, this is your own making. And I understand that you do want to do the best and help your child achieve whatever you can, and you just want to see them succeed. But it seems like in the OP's older brother situation, it seems like they're just pulling him back, not letting him really fail, and let him learn to get out of a bad situation or how to just be more independent. He's so dependent on so many people to help him that he really is a child, essentially in the grown-up man's body. And I do feel bad for the parents, because what parent wants to see their child fail or not continue on to be independent, right? Anyways, do you guys have a man-child in your life or know of a man-child? I would love to hear about that in the comment section. And if you like these type of stories, remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.